Patience Nabukalu is passionate about the environment. Since 2019, she has raised her voice against Uganda's planned oil project. And she also supported the phasing out of fossil fuels during the COP28 Summit in UAE's capital, Dubai.
Africa itself is a victim of a crisis it never created. It contributes less than 4% of the total global emissions, but it suffers the hardest when it comes to the impacts of climate change. Countries like Uganda are least prepared for these impacts. And yet, I was opposing this because Uganda is on a threat and a verge of extinction, exploitation, colonial continuity because of the East African crude oil pipeline.
Patience's perspective is contrary to that of the Ugandan government. It is working with two major venture partners to, by 2025, extract oil from 457 wells in the western Albertine region. At peak, Uganda is expected to produce 230,000 barrels of crude oil per day. Uganda imports oil products worth about $2.5 billion annually, so the project is expected to be an economic game changer. Uganda plans to export its oil via the East African Crude Oil Pipeline, which is a 1,443-kilometer route to Tanzania's coastal port of Tanga. Rights groups say the pipeline will displace more than 100,000 people. There are also fears it will lead to over 34 million tons of carbon emissions each year. Uganda and other major oil-producing African countries, however, argued at COP28 that the transition to clean energy must be orderly and equitable.
If there's going to be a transition, the first people who have been producing should be the first ones to exit and therefore leave the new players like us to answer the demand curve that will be coming. And the reason is simple. If you transition from fossil fuel, it will take maybe 30 to 40 years. Because even the COP28 noted transition up to 2035, but it also goes to 2050, okay? You need petroleum to move to clean energy.
Shifting to cleaner energy is achievable, but it will require systemic support in Africa. And with the huge impact of the climate crisis becoming more pronounced on the continent, that support is becoming inevitable. Darren Allan Kyeyune, TRT World, Kampala, Central Uganda.